Hello everyone and welcome to Gadgets 360. Now Motorola has launched two new smartphones in India, the Moto G40 Fusion and the Moto G60, and I have the Moto G60 with me. So I am going to go ahead, unbox this device and give you your first look. Now before I do that, I will recommend that you should subscribe to the Gadgets 360 YouTube channel and click on that bell icon so that you are notified whenever we upload a new video. Let's get started. Now this is what the box of the Moto G60 looks like. It's a typical Motorola box. Now, it does mention a few key specifications at the back. So as you can see, it mentions an ultra high-res 108 megapixel camera. It's got a 6000 mAh battery and a 6.8 inch Full HD Plus Max Vision display. I want to go ahead and unbox this device. Let's take a look at the Moto G60. Basically, the first thing you see is the Moto G60. It's a little hard to get it out because Moto has put the phone in with the case. So this is the case that you get on the phone. I'm going to pop it out and show you the phone. As you can see, this is the dynamic grey color variant of the Moto G60. Now, the front has a sticker which mentions some of the specifications. I'll quickly take that off. Let's power the device on. I'll keep it aside and check what else do you get in the box. This has a little bit of documentation, nothing else there. A 20-watt charger in the box from Motorola. So this is something we've seen on the Moto G30 as well. Moto branding on it. And you get a USB Type A to Type C cable. And the SIM eject tool. I'm going to keep the box aside and set the smartphone up. Now it's prompting me to set up the fingerprint on it. Now the scanner is at the back of the smartphone. It's conveniently placed and it's easy to reach. The phone's also quick to scan and learn the fingerprint. Quickly set up the other finger as well. As you can see, it's really fast to set up fingerprints. Let's see how it is to unlock the device later. A few more settings, I'm going to skip them at the moment. Now this is your first look at the UI on the Moto G60. At the front, you've got a 6.8 inch Full HD Plus display, and this has a 120Hz refresh rate. So let's quickly check what it's set at currently. So as you can see, the refresh rate is set to auto, but you can manually switch it to 60Hz or 120Hz. Now 120Hz is going to allow very smooth scrolling, while 60Hz is going to help save battery. You can also select the different color modes on it, which is nice. So on the big display, the first thing that stands out is the hole punch at the top, which has the selfie camera. Now this is a 32 megapixel selfie shooter that's there on the top. Let's take a look at the camera setup at the back, and as you can see, it's got a striking turquoise color camera module at the back. It has a triple camera setup, but Motorola calls it a quad function camera. So it's got a 108 megapixel primary sensor in the middle. At the top, it's got an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera that is also capable of macro photos, and at the bottom it's got a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and there's a flash as well as the fingerprint scanner that's right next to it. It's got a matte finish. The phone is slightly thick. Now this is 9.8 mm in thickness and it weighs about 225 grams, so it is on the heavier side, and it's because it has a 6000 mAh battery. As you can see, all the buttons are on the right side of the smartphone. So you've got the power button pretty much at the center. Now it's easy to hit. At the top, you've got the volume buttons, and there is a dedicated button for the Google Assistant. So simple tap is going to bring up the Google Assistant. And at the left, you've got a SIM tray. That's about it. So let's quickly get that SIM tool and check what configuration do you get. So popping the SIM tray open reveals that it's got a hybrid SIM setup. So you've got one nano SIM card and one hybrid slot where you can either use a nano SIM or micro SD card for storage expansion. As you can see, it's got a tiny rubber seal around it, which helps the Moto G60 get its water repellent status. So yes, it is not IP rated, but it is water repellent to some extent. You've got the USB Type-C port at the bottom, along with the loudspeaker and the primary microphone, whereas at the top you've got the 3.5mm headphone jack and the secondary microphone. Now, in terms of the processing power, the phone is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G SoC. Now, it is launched in a single variant with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of eMPC storage. As you can see, it does not come with a lot of apps pre-installed. Well, you do have Facebook there and a couple of Google apps. Now, if you're not going to use them, you can uninstall them right away. So like most other Moto smartphones, this has Moto actions. So there's that double chop gesture to turn on the flashlight, and doing the same turns it back off. So Moto gestures are present on the G60. So quickly, let's take a look at the software that's on the device. You get Android 11 out of the box, and it is running the March security patch, which is acceptable. Now, Motorola promises one more software update on it, so it's probably going to get Android 12 and 2 years of security updates. So it looks like an interesting package, but I will reserve most of my comments for the full review. So now that we've taken a first look, let's take a look at some of the camera samples from the Moto G60. So that was a quick unboxing and your first look at the Moto G60. Now, what do you think about the smartphone? Do let me know that in the comment section down below. And as always, for all things tech, stay tuned to gadgets360.com.